funny enough, it's a small twist, and I'll tell you as quick as I can. We had a DJ in Ireland called Garrett O'Carroll, who we had an afternoon show, and I went in to do something for him. I can't remember what it was. And afterwards, we had a cup of coffee, and he said he was looking for something quirky for the afternoon. So on the spot, because you're trying to sell, I said, "Oh, I'm writing something." He said, "Are you?" And Rory, who was my agent, Rory went, "Are you?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a 5-minute comedy soap, 5 days a week, you know, for radio." And he said, "Oh, I'd love to hear that." And my agent said, "So would I." And he said, "What's it called?" Ironically, that day that I was on my way in and listening to the news, it was the 21st birthday, I think it was, or the 18th birthday of Louise Brown, who was the first test tube baby.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, "Mrs. Brown's Boys." And he said, "What's it about?" And I start waffling about this woman. The next, he said, "I'd love to see the first few episodes." So that weekend I wrote 10 episodes, which is 2 weeks. We're only 5-minute pieces. And I had to get everybody I knew in to do voices. And I employed this actress, a wonderful actress, to play Mrs. Brown. And on the day we were recording, she had a kidney infection, so she couldn't make it. So I said, "Well, I'll do her lines, and then when we get her in, we can overdub." And to make it as authentic as I could for the guys as we were recording, I did what I regard as, you know, Mrs. Brown's voice, which was, "Hello."
I like the laugh.
A young man called Tom McInerney. He was a young makeup artist. There's a place in Dublin called DIT, and they do film, etc. And that's obviously a photograph. Yeah. They do film, etc. They teach kids in film. And I rang them and said, "Look, do you have any good makeup artists?" And they said, "We've got one guy, he's really, really good." And Tom McInerney came out to see me. And I said, "Do you know the radio series?" And he said, "Yeah, everybody knew it at that stage." I said, "Well, I want you to make me up as Mrs. Brown. No mirror. Because when you're finished, if I turn around and look in the mirror and I don't see Mrs. Brown, I don't want to do it. I'll get somebody else to do it." So he went along and he made it. And he said, "Something missing. A mole." And he went and he made a mole and he stuck it on and he said, "OK, I'm done." And I turned around and I looked and I went, "Oh my God, it's me." and it was hers.
Now, we always say that this is the best job in television because we get sort of paid to hang out with all of our mates. But actually, when I think about it, you guys have got the best job in television because your whole family are involved pretty much, aren't they?
It is.
You love it, Jenny, don't you? All the grandchildren around.
Yeah.
1 second.
What are you doing?
Only a mother could do that. Listen, have a look at this photograph behind you. Tell us who everybody is, because we say that you do it with your family. Yeah, go on, Brendan. Yeah.
OK. This is me.
Yeah.
No. Starting on the left, this is Dermot O'Neill. Dermot was my window cleaner. He was a window cleaner about 25 years ago, and he started helping me in and out with my gear when I was doing stand-up. I told him at the time I couldn't afford to pay him, and he said, "That doesn't matter." So then as I got busier, he came on the road with me, gave up his ladder, and gave up his career. And then I said, "Look, we better..." He started doing lights then he started doing sound, we trained him as a stage manager when we started to do plays. Wow. And then one night I was doing my second play called Grandad, Surely They're Still Alive. And there was a part in it where an elderly man had to come on and do a soft shoe shuffle. We were auditioning for a play, in the play. And he just had to say one word. I said, "Have you any experience?" And he had to say, "No." So I said, "You're doing that." He went, "What?" I said, "You're doing that." Well, he was going back for an hour behind stage. No. He's become Grandad. Pepsi Shields. Pepsi was my roadie. He started off as a roadie and then came in as the voice of Mark. He's an amazingly talented man. He can play absolutely any instrument. He can sing in any voice. He can mimic any... he's just an incredibly talented man and probably the laziest man on 2 legs. He should be a bigger star than any of us are. This is a beautiful girl that I met one night.
Lovely.
Who keeps me alive. Oh. This is Amanda Woods. Amanda was an actress at the show and she fell in love with him, who's Danny, my son.
In reality?
Yeah.
In reality.
They then married.
Oh.
So she's now my daughter-in-law.
Oh.
So in the show she plays my daughter-in-law as well. This is Paddy. Paddy was Danny's best friend in school. And I remember Paddy coming in, he was about 5 or 6 years of age, and he'd come into the house and Danny would say, "Paddy's going to be an actor." And I used to say to Danny, if there was ever a kid who's not going to be an actor, it's Paddy. And the first play he did for us, all of the family worked backstage first. They all did wardrobe, they've done sound, they've done lights, and it's important that they understand, as you guys do, that all these people who everybody's not seeing are the people who really make the show. We just front it. So it's important they know what everybody else does to make them look good. So Paddy started sweeping the stage, literally, and then eventually he played Ben in one of my plays called The Course. He was 18 years of age, he was playing a 35-year-old country bumpkin, and he stole the show. This is my daughter, Fiona.
Oh.
Fiona plays Marie in the show. She's just given birth to our 5th grandson.
Oh. Wow.
Isaac.
In real life, she's married to Trevor.
She's married to Trevor, who's the priest.
We're going to have to finish the story, but will you stay over the break so we can finish the story? Because we've got to go to a break, but we want to hear. We've got another 3 to get.
Finish the break. I'll do the break for you if you like.
Obviously, it's a family show. It's a family affair for you. I'm going to ask you the obvious question. Do you fall out? Does it get tense? Because if it was my family working together like that, I tell you, we'd have one episode and that'd be it.
Well, we're not the Waltons.
No.
No, we're not. But there's something, it's funny, even when we're doing the live show, there's something magical about doing the show. It doesn't matter, you can be shouting at each other right till you walk through the door going, and then as soon as you get on the stage, it's never, ever brought on stage.
Dad said, Jennifer, but in terms of what
yeah, my dad had a
be...
great, my lovely dad, who's no longer with us, but he had a great idea for a happy marriage. He always said was, it's called the Trinity. There's 3 people in every marriage. There's you, there's me, and there's us. And you have to allow equal time.
That is a really good thought,
And it's a really...
That's a really good way of looking at marriage.
To live by it, And it's not just, I mean, your whole family, your whole extended family is in it, right?
Yeah. And we've got 6 grandsons, and we've got, well, 2 of the 2 youngest grandsons aren't in it this year, but the 2 middle grandsons make their debut.
Yeah, we all watch the Christmas special like that. So we watch it.
Oh, yeah, you watch it like that.
Do you ever get together, start watching and think, oh my God, it's us.
It's all of us. It's a bit weird.
You have no idea how true that is. We open magazines sometimes and we go, that's us.
Yeah.
We come from things. That's not supposed to happen to us. But
one of the themes is, I won't give too much away, but there's a kind of decoration competition, Christmas decorations competitions. But, I mean, you 2 would win it yourselves. I mean, your own tree, well, you've got one in Florida, you spend a lot of time there, and the one in Dublin. I think we've got a little shot of them. You'll tell us which is which.
OK.
I mean, I was very tree-ended.
That's Dublin. That's Dublin.
Wow. That's in your living room?
Yeah. Yes.
You've got your own snow cloud
Yes, it snows 24 hours in our sitting room.
Wow.
And that's a beautiful tree, and it's one of the ones that the kids love it because they pick up. The snow is caught at the end.
Can I just ask you, what happens to the snow? Does it just
It gets caught at the end, it gets recycled up again.
It goes down and comes back out again.
Like? Have we got any?
Well, the Florida one is amazing because if you saw the earlier one, where you saw,
and that one revolves.
That spins around.
I wonder where he got that idea.
Yeah, that spins around, and
but that's terrible. That means you can't have a duff side.
You're so right. This is the first year he got this. He said, I got this great revolving stand, and I'm going, no, that's going to interfere with my OCD now completely because it's the back of the tree that no one sees that I can leave bare. Now I have to make sure as it revolves that there's a piece of...
Well, listen,
it'll be fine.
We wish you a wonderful Christmas.